Yeah, so this is going to be a kind of a haul video. The books I bought this summer, essentially. June, July, August. Yeah. So let's get started. Alright, so first off I wanted to share these two. This is from the Saga series. And it's volume 2 and 3. I bought the first one on an impulse, recommendation kind of thing, and I really liked it. I am not usually a fan of science fiction, but this is more of a science fantasy type deal, which I really enjoy. The characters are all very interesting. I find them very compelling. Even the most, the most devious characters are not without personality or, well, interesting characteristics. I really do like the compositions, the colors. Again, all the characters are very well designed. I enjoyed it a lot. And it's also, it's not just an action comic. It is action and adventure based, yes, but the moral of the comic is not focused on that. I'm not going to spoil it, talk too much about the plot. If you are any sort of fantasy fan, I would genuinely really recommend these. And at the same time, I also bought... It really should come to the surprise of no one else that I absolutely adored Zootopia. I really liked it. I went to see it with Hannah, and honestly I think it's the best thing Disney put out in a while. I mean, I'm a long-term furry, let's be honest, and it's a very fresh take on it, and I really enjoyed seeing a movie where they actually highlight the portion where, well, the characters are animals, and they actually work really well with it. So, of course I had to get this. In retrospect, I think this was a bit pricier than it's worth. I paid 400 kroner for this, and I don't think it was worth that much. I think it was be worth maybe like 300 kroners. But I really do like it. There's a lot of, like, artworks. It's an art book, obviously. Concept art, locations. They talk a lot about, reasoning behind the places, and I think that's maybe the most interesting part of Zootopia. It's the city itself. So seeing this and seeing, like, all the work that's been put in, the details. One thing I really like about this is that they go into depth about, well, the signs in the cities. Like, they show the inside of the books is essentially just like, I don't know how well you can tell, but it's just like a lot of commercial signs. A lot of them are just like puns, Bytecoin, for example. But it's very inspiring. I have been having a bunch of joy Zootopifying already existing characters, because really, who wouldn't do that? It's a lot of fun. Would definitely recommend it. And again, for price, these two I paid 150 kroner each for, which I think is reasonable. I would definitely invest in these. This one, maybe not 400 kroner, but maybe 300. Next we have this, and this is the third book in the Never Ever Wipe Tears Without Gloves series, or Torka, Aldrig, and Handskar as it's known in Sweden. And this is a genuinely great read. It is focused on the AIDS epidemic in Stockholm during the 80s. And it's written by Jonas Gardell, who was a gay man, or well, he is a gay man, and he was there during the time. The third book is titled Death. The first two books are titled Love and the Sickness, which I think says a lot about this series. It's a depressing read, I'm not going to lie, but it's also a very good story. I bought this one when I was in Eksjö, Småland, hometown, well, not hometown, but and actually got this for 50 SEK. Original pricing right here is 279 SEK, so I really got lucky with this one. I have the other two, also hardcovered with the dust jacket. So I'm really glad to have this one too in this edition. I have not yet read it. I do have a few different like proper novels to read before I get to this. But again, I really loved the first and second book, and I would definitely recommend them. So I am greatly looking forward to this one too. And last but not least, we have the loot I got from, well, the other day. Stockholm has this tradition, like once a year, we do this book table. So all down Drottninggatan there's tons of people just selling books. They put up tables selling used books, their own books, fan signs, all that stuff. And of course I am always there for the comics. Stockholm Comic Library, Serieteket, usually sell some of their, their old catalogue they don't need anymore. They get doubles, they have new editions, so they sell off their old ones. This one is not that kind of book. This is The Man Who Shot Lucky Luke. I think it's the English title, this one's in Swedish. Lucky Luke was one of my first comic book crushes. Not crushes as in I actually had a crush on him, but I really enjoyed the story. I really loved the comics. I have a few of them. Not that many, but a few. So this one is a tribute to those. Well, it's a more realistic story of Lucky Luke. I have not actually read this one yet. I am getting there. Okay, so I can't get the camera to focus, but this one does have not entirely as comedic, true to original style as when it comes to the illustrations, but it's still cartoony. And even if I know that it's more of a realistic retelling, I have not heard anything to say that it wouldn't still be enjoyable, still be fun, still follow like the Lucky Luke canon, which is, it's not very gritty. So we'll see. I am really intrigued about this. I actually looked at it in the science fiction bookshop in Gothenburg when I was there, and then it was like 200 kroner. And I was just like, oh, I really want it, can't really like justify spending that money right now on this book. And then I saw it at Serieteket book table, and it was like 50 kroner, so obviously I had to get it. The second book I got at Serieteket book table was this one, which is called Perkeros. I actually got this recommended to me. I had never heard of it before. As far as I understand, it is a adventure fantasy type comic featuring a Finnish rock band, well, metal band. I haven't looked too much into this yet, but I really like the idea. After all, you know, I am a music geek, and while I'm not that into metal, I think like fantasy and metal are obviously two things made for each other, pretty much. So I'm really looking forward to diving into this, and this too was also 50 kroner. Then we have this thing, which I got from the Hög of Serier book table. This one is the one I actually had the time to read of the books I got at the book table, and I wasn't entirely sure when I picked this up. Like, it's this is a comic that deals with the multiverse theory. You know, the theory that for every choice you make, every action that happens, everything that happens, there will always be a different universe where this didn't happen, or where it went another way, or you made another choice. And this deals with that. And essentially the infinite vacation refers to the fact that in this universe you can travel between your own selves, like you can travel between the multiverses. So you can take a trip and, you know, end up in another you's body for like a week. So for example, there will obviously be like, in some universe you become the president, or in some universe you become some guy who owns a surf shop, and you can travel between those selves. And essentially what happens is that this breaks down, obviously. And I think like the main thing I liked about this is the art style. The plot itself is kind of hard to follow, mainly because, well, it's the multiverse theory, it's quantum mechanics, it is, by definition, it's hard to understand. Even if you grasp the concept of the multiverse, it's going to be hard to follow. But, you know, that's just how it is. I think I might want to reread this because of that reason. Again, the art is gorgeous. I absolutely love the art in this. There is nothing about this art that I do not find appealing and just absolutely wonderful. It's illustrated by Christian Ward, and you have probably seen some of his work. It's just brilliant, really, and I think that's what makes this book. It would not work if it wasn't for his amazing, amazing artwork. Because, again, the plot is not perfect. It's a bit... it's hard to follow, is what I'm saying. The stakes are really lowered with the multiverse, like, with the multiverse being such a present part of the story. It's very easy to... like, the stakes doesn't become as high, because even if we accept the fact that there is some person who has power over these multiverses and over these different universes, we must at some point acknowledge the fact that this means that there is one universe in which these multiverses exist, and that also means that if he fails in this universe, there will always be another universe in which he doesn't. So the stakes kind of aren't as high as you would like them to be. And also the characters are paper thin. They are very hard to find interesting. The main girl is... I don't even remember her name. She's really just a plot point, a functional part of the story, but not a lot more. And I think that's true for the main character as well. And I don't think that's weird, because, you know, it's the multiverse. For every iteration of him, there is going to be another which is an infinite more interesting. And I think that's kind of important to the plot too, that he himself, Matt as he is, this iteration of Matt is not that interesting, and I think that's kind of important for the story. But it falls a bit flat. So what really says this is the artwork. I would still recommend these, if nothing else, because, again, the artwork is absolutely stunning. I can just look through this all day and just again, I love it. The colors are amazing, the line work is fabulous, backgrounds, everything. And it really works with the theme as well. And last but not least, I just want to show this thing. I love foxes. I have a love affair with foxes, and anyone who kind of knows me will probably know that about me. So I found this for like 30 sec, and yeah, obviously had to get it. So that's all for now. I am currently in the process of moving, actually. I'm going to be moving in September and get a new roommate and move out of my parents' home. And we'll see how that turns out. I'm really excited. We'll see. I am also planning on doing like a wall tour because I have a lot of fun stuff on my wall and I want to document it for myself. If you want it on YouTube, then just leave me a comment. It's mainly like drawings and some artwork and lots of fun stuff. I mainly want to do it for myself, but again, if you want it on YouTube, just leave me a comment. I will make a proper video and upload it here too. I am currently editing the video I took at Boomerang. We'll see when that shows up. There is some technological stuff there I need to work with and need to figure out, such as stabilizing and all that fun stuff. I have a few conventions planned for the fall, mainly Nakon Gävle. We'll see if I actually go to those and if I decide to vlog on them. Anyway, that's it for this time. I am going to be on my way and visit my friend who also moved out just recently to his own apartment. I am super thrilled about it. It's like we're all growing up and I'm not sure how to deal with it, but you know, it's fine, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. I hope you found some of these books interesting. If you want to know more about them, just leave a comment. If you want to know like what my thought was on the books I haven't read yet, or if you want a more in-depth review, again, leave a comment. I will just talk to you in the comment section. If you want to see more hauls of this kind, like with comic books or with cosplay materials or with, you know, whatever really, just give me a thumbs up so I know you liked it. I don't know when it will be, but I'll see you next time, so have a great day.